Yo, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And as you saw from the thumbnail and the title, we encountered our first real twat in iRacing, and that's putting it lightly. This guy was just absolutely chaotic. He was purposely driving really dirty, causing crashes. He was involved in at least 5 incidents. Here he is on screen, Brent Thompson, P7. He crashed me out, he crashed a bunch of other drivers out, and he was just being a real knob. But despite that, we still ended up having a pretty solid and exciting race. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. It's gonna be good. We have Bigioni to our right in the lime green wheel rims, and we have Rothel right ahead of us in P2, and that's Luciani in P1. So here we are waiting for the lights to go out, and as they appear on screen, we're looking to get a good start. We go a bit light on the throttle, and here we go, 5 red lights, and we are racing. It took a lot of time for the lights to switch to green, but here we are racing. Bigioni gets a better start than us, and he looks like he's going to pass Rothel in P2, and we tuck in behind Rothel here going into T1. We have about 3 cars on the inside, and we take a decent line, but we actually make contact. We don't get an incident point, but we do make contact, and that is C Miller, and he gets a very good exit. So that's us down a place already, and it looks like we're going to lose another place here to Aimlung, and we get pushed onto the grass, but Aimlung actually loses the car, and we dodge him suddenly, but then we get tagged, and guess who it is? The main man, the star of the video, Brent Thompson, already showing his face as we get taken out in turn 3 there, and I don't know what to say about that. We were just trying to avoid the incident as we go on to the replay. As we can see, we actually almost make contact there into T1. That's C Miller. He gets a much better exit as we go very wide on cold tires, and there is Aimlung in the very nice livery. It looks like a tasty sandwich there, but you can see we get pushed onto the grass, and Aimlung then loses the car. We managed to dodge it, but then look at Thompson. He just slides in there. Let's quickly get a look at what it looked like from his POV in the chase cam. Let's see. There is me and Aimlung losing the car, and he just goes up the inside. We are going slow, but I don't know. We do turn in to try and make the corner, but he just doesn't brake. It doesn't give the cars on the outside any room. So that is us, and we are down into P12 after that incident. And yeah, that is pretty much the worst possible start. And Thompson came away unscathed from that. He did not take any damage whatsoever, and that is a car going slowly. Who is that? That is Keanu, and he was very upset on the mic, so maybe he made contact with Thompson too. So that's 2 incidents already for the main man of the video as we're going into the downhill section, into the home straight, and this is a very fast part of the track with no leading off the throttle, and as you can see, the slipstream is very strong down the home straight, and that is Keanu. He's getting a much better run. Even with the incident going slowly into that corner, he does manage to pass us. So we are in net P12, dead last here, are heading on to lap 2, and we take T1 rather wide as we do not want to make any more contact after that incident on lap 1. So we are happy to give Keanu the position there as we tuck him behind him, trying to maintain as much grip as possible into the left-hander, which you have to kind of drift the car and tap on the throttle very slowly to hold your line through there. And we do go a bit wide, and there you see that's another incident point for an off track. So that's already 3 on lap 2. This is not turning out to be a very good race from us right now. We may have some damage from that lap 1 incident, but we're not sure at this point in time during the race. And as we head into the fast right-hander approaching the downhill section of the track, we go very wide again. We have to lift very heavily. That is normally a flat-out corner. You do not lift at all, and you get a really good run down the hill. But I don't know, maybe it's a combination of the incident damage and suboptimal tire temps. But look at the gap. It's already 1.1 seconds, and if we lose slipstream here to Keanu, that could spell disaster for our race, especially around a track like this where there's no braking zone, so you have to gain your time through slipstream on the straights. Take a look at the top right hand side of your screen in a second, ladies and gentlemen. That is Brent Thompson, and he actually makes contact and shunts the guy in front of him through the left hander, and he actually comes off worse on the incident for once, but he is able to keep a hold of the car, not totally bin it, so he's still in this race. But that is another incident. Every lap and every corner you just see him flashing yellow in the top left hand side of the screen and indicating that he's in another wreck. But yeah, as you can see, he is just getting into all sorts of trouble on every part of the track as we go up the hill into the last part of this circuit, and we are just trying to focus and not get caught up with Brent Thompson again, because he is just a disaster waiting to happen, like a little tornado running through the track. But as you can see, making our way down the hill, the gap is now 1 second, so we are gaining a little bit as we go into the 0.9 delta now. And Keanu, we really need to try and make some inroads on him as we try and get back into the pack of the 10 cars ahead of us as we head into T1 down Samposi Straight, and we do get a good, but there is another car off, and that is Manta, and we actually go wide because of it. I don't know if we actually looked and lost concentration as we were looking at the car in front of us, but that was another incident point. So that's 4 now. So we are just driving really bad, and at this point in the race I didn't know if I had damage to the aeros. Is that why I was going off? But I think I was just driving badly and not focusing on my turning and my braking points. So yeah, that is just not great from us, and we are back in P11. So all the work that we've been doing for the past laps have just been thrown away as we try and catch up with Manta ahead of us. And the ironic story behind it all is that we really are relying on Brent Thompson here to get another incident so we can actually try and salvage something and gain up with the pack, because as you can see in the top right hand of the screen on the minimap, they are already at the end of Samposi Straight heading into turn 1, and we're just coming onto the home straight now. So we are a full segment behind everyone else, but as you can see, there's another incident in turn 1, so everything that I've just said has come true as Brent Thompson is involved in another incident. Oh my goodness, can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? And we're actually going to jump on board with a full replay for this one because we need to know what happened, and it looks like, oh my god, here we go. Let's see what he does down the straight. He's weaving to the right, and that is our boy in the Subway sandwich livery again, and look what happens. He's making his way down to the left side, but he, oh my god, he looks, he just, oh my, what, there's not much to say there. He literally just drifts into him onto the left. Look, it is, he starts his drift, he starts, and he just keeps going, and he just clips the guy. It's hard to say that that wasn't intentional. He just took him out, and I don't know what to say about that. It doesn't get more blatant than that, in my opinion. He just didn't want to give up the position. He lost it, and then he takes him out. That seems to be his way of life. If he loses his position, he just rams the guy in front of him to get it back. So if you are keeping a tally of all the incidents for Thompson in this race at home watching this video, please add another one to the tally. And as you can see, there's another incident. Oh my god, who is it? Oh, it's C. Miller in P3 and Thompson is in P7, so there's no way he could have caused that one. For once, that is a good sign for Thompson, and he's not involved in another incident. But as you can see, C. Miller has absolutely been binned there, so he lost a couple of places in that incident going down the hill, and he is not happy on the radio, as you can hear. But as you see, we're going down the home straight, and now the gap is 2 seconds to Manta ahead of us, so it is not looking good as we go into P9 thanks to that incident. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not going to do much for us as we're still 2.1 seconds behind Manta and Keanu ahead of us. So heading into T1, we take it, and we're drifting wide again. We just can't seem to nail it, although we do correct it and we do hit the curb correctly, so that's how you should be taking the corner. And as we head into T2, looking to kind of clip the curb, so that's a decent exit, full throttle into the right-hander, and you want to be flat out through here as you head into the uphill section. But as you can see, 2.3, the delta is just gaining from Manta to us, so this is not ideal, and we really are relying on Thompson to come through and produce another incident for us. So as we head into the fast right-hander, we're really just trying to nail every corner, hit every apex. As I say that, we do miss that one there, but we're really just trying to scrub as little speed as possible, because that is the name of the game around Lime Rock. You really just need to stop scrubbing speed, take the ideal line, and you really just have to be as efficient of a racer as possible. But as you can see in the top left, Brent Thompson is P6, so we're only 2 places behind him, and that is a very scary thought. But as we head into turn 1, as you can see, the gap is 2.5, so it's ever increasing and getting bigger, and that's not a great turn 1 from us. We really aren't hitting our mark today, ladies and gentlemen. But as we go in to the left-hander, we're really trying, and that is probably the best exit we've had there all day, so we should be able to gain some time onto Manta here. But I don't know, the gap is now 2.8, so as I say that, it's not really coming to fruition as we go up the uphill section of the track. But as you can see, take a look at the minimap in the top right, and there's another incident, and can you believe it? Guess who's involved? It is Brent Thompson. There's like 3 cars involved in that one, and there we go. And that's, oh my god, that rejoin nearly took us out. That was Manta. Oh my god, we could have had a race-ending crash there if he had rejoined a second earlier. But let's go ahead and see what happened as Keanu, oh my god, he's back on the radio. He is not happy. Oh man, and that's C. Miller as well.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, both drivers, as you can hear, are just not happy with Thompson. As we are about to jump on board to the replay, as you can see, he just doesn't let people overtake him on the straight. And look at this. So we have our man coming up on the right. He just absolutely cuts him off. He's forcing him off the track. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He is literally pushing the guy off the track. That is dirty, dirty racing, and I really, oh my, and somehow they don't touch wheels. That is a miracle that those two drivers, and as now we're looking up the hill, oh my god, Thompson, he pulls out to the right and just clips the guy. That is the identical incident to what he did to our guy in the sandwich livery, and then he just ruins his own race. And look at this, he actually ends up DCing, leaving the lobby, rage quitting. But look at this, this is from his cockpit view. As you can see, he has a good run, but then he just turns in on the driver, and I don't know what to, I've never seen this from a driver in iRacing before. And yeah, there's not much to say, man. A dirty, dirty driver. And finally, he's out of this Grand Prix. So we don't need to worry about Thompson anymore. But he did provide some dirty, dirty, albeit exciting action there for the first part of this Grand Prix. But now we can really get our head down and not worry about having to think about a dirty driver potentially causing a wreck that can take us out. So now, as you can see, we're closing the gap on C. Miller. It's half a second, 5/10 now. So we're really back in it. And we're, as you can see, we're in P7. So the race is back on now after that incident. So we're looking to get a good run here on C. Miller, and the gap is closing. So the draft is already taking effect as we head into the fast right-hander. And that is probably the best exit we've had through there all day. So we're going to get a really good run down the hill. And as you can see, the gap is closing and closing as we get a very solid run as we tuck in behind him into his gearbox. And look at the speed we're gaining through the slipstream. That is what I'm talking about around here. That is how you gain positions. So we're comfortably ahead here, and as he's going to tuck in behind us. And now it's all about nailing T1, which we haven't done today so far, but that is much better. Look at that. We're hugging the curb as we should, shifting down to third and then hugging the curb as we're full on the power, and that is how that corner should be taken. So we finally get that nailed for the first time in today's Grand Prix, and we even nailed this section. So we're actually focusing much better now, and we're driving better as a result. So maybe that's the Thompson effect. Since he's left the lobby, maybe the bad juju, the bad energy has left, so we're finally nailing the corners again. But as we head up the hill, we really need to defend to C. Miller now, because the gap to Keanu now is 4 seconds, so it's really going to be tough to catch him. So now I think this race is all about keeping C. Miller behind us and securing P6, but let's see what happens as he gets a really good run through there. It's almost certain we're going to lose the position down the straight because he is already in our gearbox, so with the draft he should easily pass us. So let's see what happens here as he remains behind us in our gearbox, but he finally pulls out to the right hand side to make the move stick. But he's not as quick as we might have previously thought as he pulls alongside, but he's not entirely in front of us, so this is going to be spicy as we break early, and I think we really wanted to secure that and not cause any incidents in this race. So we're getting a better run through here as his line was slightly compromised going too fast into T1 as we try and look at the inside, but we think better of it as we slow the car down, as we get a better exit now, as we're looking really to make the pass down the hill. That is really where you make the passes around this track. And if you have balls of steel, you try and make it up the hill and take the inside line. And it looks like we're going to put that theory to the test as we try and take the inside line up the hill. Our speed is so much better than C. Miller. Oh my god, we're trying it here. This is very dangerous. I don't know why I tried to go for this. As you can see, we're ahead into the fast right-hander. And Miller, oh my god, we make contact, but it's not an incident point as both drivers seem to be unscathed as he somehow comes out ahead into the final corner onto the home straight. So it looks like that contact didn't do anything to disturb or unsettle both cars as we're trying our best to make the move stick down Sam Posey straight, but I don't think we were tucked in behind him long enough to activate slipstream. But let's see what happens. We are the car in front, so we should have free access to this corner, and actually C. Miller pulls out of that, so that's wide driving from him. But we do get a very good turn one there, so we should be okay to keep the position for now. But as you can see in our rear view mirror, he is very, very aggressive, taking the inside line, so he's definitely not okay with standing behind us, and he really wants to make the move stick as he takes a very tight line, but again he does not have enough speed to make the pass. But as you can see, he is very, very quick. The slipstream is already taking effect as we head into the uphill section into the right-hander. But let's see what happens. Is he going to try and do what we did last lap and take the inside line into the right-hander? Let's see what happens. He pulls out alongside us, and it looks like he's going to try it, and he does do it. So both drivers putting on their big boy pants and making the move stick into the downhill section. Normally you can't pass there, but we seem to be able to give each other space to do it. But as you can see, it's not going to matter as we get a very good run into Sam Posey straight, and the slipstream is just too strong, and we are comfortably ahead. Look at that. We are already a full car length ahead of C Miller here. So heading into turn 1, we're not too worried. And as you can see in the top left, this is lap 12 of lap 12. So now it is do or die. But as you can see, Sakar has gone off, and that is Perron. So as you can see, we're actually in P5. So a miraculous comeback recovery drive here from us, aided by a couple of incidents. And now this is going to be a straight up sprint between C Miller and myself to claim P5, because the cars up ahead are just way too far. As you can see, the gap is 6.2 to P4. So it really is going to come down to this 1v1 showdown between C Miller and myself as we go up the hill. This is the last lap of the race. So is C Miller going to pull out alongside us? We've already seen him do it once. Let's see if he's going to do it on the last lap, but he's not going to have enough pace. He's not going to be close enough to us. So as we go a bit wide into the last corner, that's going to give C Miller the chance to go up alongside us, but he's going to tuck in behind us. So we take a defensive line. We need to try and break the slipstream as much as possible. This is it. Do or die. C Miller's pulling up to the left-hand side as we take our position in the middle of the track, trying to defend. But as you can see, we are closing the gap a little bit, but we're giving him enough room, and it's not going to be enough. But C Miller takes us out as we cross the line. What is going on? Was that a retaliation there? But we do end up finishing P5, so mission accomplished there. But let's see what happens here as we try and break the slipstream by darting to the inside, but that compromises our line. And look at the slipstream that he gets. C Miller pulling up to the left-hand side. We do go a bit aggressive. We're not shutting him off. There's still a car length there, I think, but he just loses the car onto and he just bumps into us as we cross the line. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you think that's a dirty move by me. Looking back on it, I do feel a little bit bad, but in all honesty, I feel like I did leave him a car length. I think he just went a little bit wide onto the grass. I don't know about you, but to me, I did leave a car length there. I don't know. You let me know. I'm all about learning. I think, as you can see, he just goes a bit wide, and I think he could have put all 4 tires onto the tarmac. I don't know about that, and I do feel a little bit bad. But yeah, please comment down below. I am definitely open to constructive criticism. If you feel that I squeezed them a bit hard, please do not hesitate. I want to learn, and in future, if that is a dirty move, if that's considered bad in sim racing, I will definitely learn from it. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy the video overall and the shenanigans we saw from Brent Thompson. Look at this car. Look at him. He already has a troll face on the side of his car. It's almost perfect, and you know, it fits his persona very well. But yeah, man, crazy dirty driving. First time I've really seen, you know, malicious intent there in iRacing. But yeah, hope you'd enjoy it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.